Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien? Oui, oui. So this is Tom Padula from TomPadulaTV on YouTube and the Insegna booksellers. And this is the Languages and Culture series. And it's French and Spanish today with lesson 53. So, yep, time does go by very fast because we're moving towards, towards the end of these presentations of the 9 parts of speech, and I will have done 5 of them when this series finishes, and then in series 2 we'll start with the verbs and the writing, how it sort of correlates. The two things got together in a way. By learning the verbs, we'll be able to write sentences and put in a few phrases and write a paragraph, and then you got to the essay and the letter and, self-expression. You can write your own diary in French. So there's a lot of activities that one can do once you start getting the language under control. I have a student who likes to write 1 poem each week, which is good. An adult student has come back to French after many, many years, after many decades. And really, we're doing all this in the third age to keep the old grey matter there working. I'm sure you can do other things as well with it, but languages is, learning a language is really a very good activity for everyone. And even for people who, for example, who come from overseas many decades ago, many years ago, they don't speak, the person doesn't speak English, you can improve the language. There's no magic wand to it, really. All it is your willingness to participate and to learn something else and practice it. If you like, for example, if you like cooking, what do? You go into the kitchen, but there are other activities around before you get to the kitchen. You have to select what you want to do. You have to go and buy the ingredients, the products that you want to use, and then you need a place where you can carry on your activity, and it goes on and on. And it's the same thing with anything that we learn, really. So why am I saying this? And I repeat it again and again. Because I see around me there's a great lack of interest in terms of languages and cultures. We live in a particular culture. People accept it the way it is. But learning about other cultures as well is very important. Welcome to Asunda Lombardi. So languages and cultures enriches us. And maybe by doing this too, and becoming more, connected with other countries, we can avoid wars. But this is up to governments, When you're in government, it doesn't matter which government it is and from which system of government. You can have the monarchy, the democracy, the dictatorship, etc., etc. All of them have to exercise their power somehow. So when it benefits the people as a whole, that's a good thing. When it's not, you can have a democracy and then it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, it's a terrible thing. But you can also have, a monarchy that works or doesn't work, a dictatorship that works or doesn't work. It's all like that. So what do we do with languages? There are 4 skills, basically. And again, I'll repeat it again. It's the listening part, the reading part. And with the reading part, you can pick up a lot of words for your word bank. Then it's the writing, the sentences, phrases, about particular topics. But anything will do. And finally, when the brain is all ready to absorb all this, then it'll be easy for you to speak in French. Bonjour, ça va? Je suis venu à Paris aujourd'hui, mais la dernière fois que j'étais dans cette belle cité, il y a 5 ans. I'm sort of struggling to create that conversation, and you can do that to yourself. You can speak to yourself. You don't need a French person. And then people say, oh, but I can't pronounce this and I can't pronounce that and I don't know what it means. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. If you don't know, just put a word in English. If you make a mistake, well, it's a mistake. You can correct it afterwards. And if you use my system here, where you can go online and actually practice your French online, and then you can listen to yourself. See where you make the mistakes, where you need to improve. But it's 11:30 and I'm going to start. Don't forget, this applies also to Spanish, which we do in the second half of this program. Okay, so here we go. And today I'm in the mood maybe to even do some, the new lot of, in the kitchen, la cucina e salute, kitchen and health, or cooking and health. But I said kitchen because I wanted to include also the drinks and anything else that goes with the preparation of food. So, by saying kitchen rather than cooking, by saying kitchen, I've got to prepare for, you can involve other elements with the idea of us being fed properly and then looking after our health as well. So we're going to start today with the listening part, and it's the time for building up our word bank. Here we go. Today we are at school, à l'école. Okay? Now let me have a drink first and then we'll start. Isn't it funny? This book here starts with the word l'aquarium. L'aquarium, well, fish tank. Le badge, le plafond, les crayons, les garçons, le calendrier, le mur, la corbeille à papier. La corbeille à papier, wow. Les ciseaux, les opérations, la règle, le pupitre, les photographies, la boîte de peinture, le papier, les pinceaux, la cloche, l'alphabet, les boîtes, les livres, le dessin, la carte, les crayons de couleur, la lampe, le tableau noir, le store, la gomme, l'institutrice, les punaises, le carnet, la poignée, la colle, la mappemonde. It's in the feminine. I would have said, I thought it would have been masculine. In Italian, it's il mappamondo, But la mappemonde in French is feminine. Les filles, les plantes, le plancheur, le chevalet, la craie, les porte-plumes, l'image. So that's where we are now. We've done the words, are quite a few there, and I'm going to show you the pictures. And that'll be, just keep going with it. Here we go. À l'école. at school. L'aquarium, le badge, le plafond, les crayons, les garçons, le calendrier, le mur, la corbeille à papier, les ciseaux, les opérations, la règle, le pupitre, les photographies, la boîte de peinture, le papier, les pinceaux, la cloche, l'alphabet, halfway there, le dessin, la carte, les crayons de couleur, la lampe, le tableau noir, le store, la gomme, l'institutrice, les punaises, le carnet, la poignée, la colle, la mappemonde, les filles, les plantes, le plancher, le chevalet, la craie, les porte-plumes, and l'image. So that's it. And then you got to put them in the right place here. So basically, that's it. I'm not giving you the English because you got the French, you got the picture, and you can write this down, and then you can look up the words that you don't know. But the words like les garçons, you should know. Les crayons, you maybe. Le mur, you know, the wall. Les ciseaux, maybe not. La règle. Le pupitre, that's the desk where I'm sitting at. Le papier, you should know. Les pinceaux. La cloche, you should know, the bell. Les livres, les boîtes, l'alphabet. You know some of those. Le dessin, la carte, les crayons de couleur, le tableau noir, la gomme, etc., etc. So you can, in fact, learn the words. You know, build up your word bank. That's important. That's important. Now we're going to go to, of course, la grammaire. You know, the grammar, and this is important. But it's not the French. The French is when you speak it, when you read it. That's the French. You can't learn a language without knowing some basic French, some basic notions of the grammar, but it's not the language. I keep on repeating it. When you do the exercises, yes. You know, for example, now I'm going to start here, the prepositions with modes of transportation. Okay? We did the following. Didn't we do this following? Où se trouve la Maison Blanche last time? Où se trouvent les pyramides? Où se trouve le Parthénon? Où parle-t-on allemand? Où parle-t-on chinois? Où parle-t-on japonais? Où parle-t-on anglais? So these are prepositions, the use of prepositions in French. Okay, so the one that, you know, is quite, you know, you can meet a lot is the preposition with modes of transportation, and the preposition they used is a, or, and en, on, and sometimes par are used with means of travel when you wish to describe, well, what means someone is traveling. So using a is a bicyclette, à cheval, à motocyclette, à pied, à vélo. But you may also hear, you know, en bicyclette, en vélo. You can do that. En auto, not à auto, en auto. En autobus, En autobus, en autobus. En autobus, you have to pronounce that S. En avion, en métro, en bateau, en taxi, en voiture. And then, par le train. Je vais par le train. I go on the train. Not je vais à le train, or je vais en le train, je vais par le train. These are the little things that will make you say the right things in French. But again, knowing this, and if you know only the rule, you don't know where to put, à bicyclette. You don't have the verb, je vais à bicyclette. Or le garçon allait, va en bicyclette. Le garçon va en bicyclette. Le garçon, les jeunes filles vont en bicyclette. So you've got singular and plural there. You can add singular and plural, masculine and feminine nouns, etc., etc. The next one, note that are and on are used without the definite article, and par is used with a definite article. So you've got to remember, when you use a or on, there's no definite article. But with par, you have to put the definite article. Monter dans un autobus. You're going up to get on a bus. Monter dans une voiture. Monter dans un train. Embarquer dans un bateau. Notice that dans un, descendre d'un autobus. To get off a bus. Descendre d'une voiture. To get off a car. Descendre d'un train. To débarquer d'un bateau. There's a good little phrases using the verb descendre d'un bateau. Les gens, je voulais descendre d'un autobus. I wanted to get off the bus. Je voulais descendre d'une voiture. I wanted to get out of a car, etc. Again, if you come to me and you want to learn French, I can guide you to the right resources and the way to go about it. It's not that hard, but you have to be willing to, invest your time and you purchase a few resources for yourself so that you have continuous interest in the language. When you get bored with a book or two, you get another one, or you go online, or you do whatever. Okay. When referring to mailing a letter or a package, you use the preposition par, which with the means of transportation. Envoyer le paquet par avion ou par bateau. So I'm going to send a packet, a box, by airmail or via a ship, bateau. Complete the following sentences with the correct preposition to indicate how the people travel and mail things. Le cowboy va à cheval, etc. I'm not going to do the exercises. I'm only interested in presenting the actual rules. And then if you want to do the exercises, of course, you can get the book and you can go for it, and then we can correct them. Simple. Answer the following personalized questions. Use the preposition à, en, or par, plus a method of transportation. Comment vas-tu à l'école, au cours? So how do you go to school? So answer the following personalized questions. How do you use the preposition à? Je vais à l'école par le train. Par le train. I go to school by train, etc. There are prepositions with expressions of time. Il reviendra à 5 heures précises. À, which means at, you use à. Il reviendra à 5 heures précises. He will return at exactly 5 o'clock. Now, dans, on, and it means in. Dans and on means in. So dans can indicate the time after which a certain thing can be done. It can mean après, after, or à la fin, de, at the end of. Je le ferai dans une heure. Je le ferai dans une heure. I'll do it in 1 hour, or after an hour has passed. It is now 2 o'clock. I'll do it at 3 o'clock. L'avion arrive dans 3 heures. The plane will arrive in 3 hours. It is now 8 o'clock. The plane arrives at 11 o'clock. Il reviendra dans 4 heures. Il return in 4 hours. Elle aura fini dans un mois. She will have finished in a month. Now, again, you know, the use of dans, en, à, etc. You know, it's these are the prepositions that we use. Now, yes, I'll do up to there. Okay. En, indicates the time necessary for the accomplishment of an action, the time in which something will be completed or accomplished, duration of an action. How long does it take to do something? Je le ferai en 2 heures. I will do something in 2 hours, within 2 hours. Le bateau traverse l'Atlantique en 5 jours. So the ship travels across the Atlantic in 5 days, going from Europe to America. Whilst coming to Australia used to be, you know, when I came here, we did it in 24 days, in a month. Avant, before, and après, after. These are 2 prepositions again. Avant is used to mean before in time, and après is used to mean after in time. Elle est arrivée avant les autres. She came before the others. Il est arrivé après Pierre. He arrived after Pierre. Remember that the preposition devant, before, in front of, and derrière, after or behind, are used with places. So not anything else, places. Il est devant la maison, in front of the house. La table était derrière le divan. The table was behind the couch. So that's when avant and derrière come in. Whereas the other one is avant and après. Avant, après, devant, derrière. Complete the following with the preposition à, dans, en, avant, exercise. I'm not going to do that. Complete the following sentences with the preposition dans or en. Again, more exercises. And more exercise. Elle finit l'exercice en 10 minutes. Elle finit l'exercice en 10 minutes. So these are the exercises that you would do. Now, prepositions used to join 2 nouns. Now, we're going to leave that for next time. Yes, we're doing all right because I still got a few things here. You know, maybe what I'll do today, and I'll repeat it for the next few weeks, I'll give you some of the prepositions. Here is a list of prepositions. À, après, avant, avec, chez, contre, dans, de, depuis, derrière, devant, durant, en, entre, hors de, jusque, malgré, par, parmi, pendant, pour, près, sans, sauf, selon, sous, suivant, sur, vers. These are the common prepositions. And then there is also prepositional locutions, they call them. In other words, when you got more than one word, you know, it's like a little phrase. À cause de, because of, say. In French, it's à cause de. À côté de, besides. À côté de. Afin de, in order to. À force de, by means of. À la mode, in the manner of. À l'exception de, à l'exclusion de. À moins de, à raison de. À travers, au-dedans, au dehors de. Au-delà de, au-dessous de, au-dessus de. Au-dessous de is OUS, the ending, and that's below. Au-dessus de, SUS, that means above. Au lieu de, au milieu de, auprès de, autour de, au environ de, d'après, de façon à, de manière à, de peur de, en bas de, en dedans de, en dehors de, en dépit de, en face de, en haute de, en raison de, grâce à, hors de, jusqu'à, jusque dans, loin de, par dedans, par dehors, par delà, par dessous, par dessus, par devant, par rapport à, près de, proche de. You can see there are a lot of prepositions. That's basically, that's it. That's the list. There ain't any more. Or if there are, you really have to do a lot of research to find a few more. But they don't change. Not singular, plural, masculine. That's it. Once you learn it, and you use it, you recognize it in the reading or when you're speaking, or no, not when you're speaking, when you're learning your words, you can throw in some of the prepositions. Oh, I remember au-dessus de, au-dessous de, the difference. I remember à travers. You've got to remember some of the words and then put them to use. So that's it for this week in terms of the nouns, and we've done the prepositions. It's not bad. We're doing okay. Now, this is what I love doing, really, because, this book here, my students are translating it at the moment. They're beginners, adults, and some of them have done French before, but they want to start from the beginning. Not a bad idea. Good idea. So, let me see what's next. We've done that, we've done this, we've done that, we've done that. And we've done that, and there, it's là. This one here is called Dans la bouche close, la mouche n'entre pas. That's number one. There are two stories about this. I think there's also a continuation of this, yes. Okay, when the mouth is closed, the fly can't go in. Okay. So, will I read it first and then show you? Or I will read it to you. I'll read it and I'll show you the words. It's more difficult for me to actually read it when I show it to you. That's a real problem. But before that, how about having a break? I need a break. And how do we have a break? On our own? Well, I was trying to remember last time. Salvatore Adamo, I sort of haven't done la nuit for a long time. So let's see if I remember. La nuit. Si je t'oublie pendant le jour, je passe mes nuits à te maudire. So if you have your phone, go to Google or Chrome or the other one. Well, just go to them and just say La Nuit, L-I-N-U-I-T, La Nuit, lyrics in French, and it comes up. So I have to show you because I'm going to encourage you, if you're on, to actually get your phone and look up these lyrics. La Nuit. Okay, I'll start again. Si je t'oublie pendant le jour, je passe mes nuits à te maudire. Et quand la lune se retire, j'ai l'âme vide et le cœur lourde. La nuit tu m'apparais immense, j'étends les bras pour te saisir. mais tu prends un malin plaisir à tes joueurs de mes avances. La nuit, je deviens fou, je deviens fou. Et puis ton rire fond les noirs, et je ne sais plus où chercher. Quand tout s'était, revient l'espoir, et je me reprends à tes mers. Tantôt tu me reviens fugace, et tu m'appelles pour me naguère. Mais chaque fois mon sang se glace, ton rire vient tout effaceur. La nuit, je deviens fou, je deviens fou. Le jour dissipe ton image, et tu repars, je ne sais où, vers celui qui te tient en cage, celui qui va me rendre fou. La nuit, je deviens fou, je deviens fou. Not bad. I thought I remembered it quite well. It's good. And then this one here, you should, now this one here. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, c'est payé, balayé, oublié, je me fous du passé. So that's that's one that, from our dear friend and, icon, Edith Piaf. Okay? Rien de rien. Here we go. I'm going to show you the words for dans la bouche close, la mouche n'entre pas. I made a mistake there. N'entre pas. Okay, let's go. No, not like that. It's got to be like this. Okay. Okay, see that? We're going to read that and that. Now, you should read that aloud like I do. Okay? And you can read together with me. Au cours de la nuit obscure, je suis descendu en parachute, pas loin de la capitale. Quelle capitale? Alger, Tunis, Rabat. Peu importe le nom de la capitale ou du pays. Moi, je suis aventurière. Je ne suis pas patriote. Je ne vis pas pour la gloire d'un pays. Je me bats pour la nation qui me paye. Do you get that? This guy is not... He's not, a patriot. He will work and live wherever they pay him. Quel est mon nom? Pour le moment, je m'appelle Louis Zéro. My name is Louis Zéro. Espion is a spy. L'avion a disparu et j'ai enterré mon parachute. Je me suis mis en route pour la ville tout en évitant les grands chemins. Ma mission dangereuse était de trouver le chef de moucharde, de la junte révolutionnaire, le fameux Bush Close. Il a appris l'espionnage de son père, qu'il avait appris de son grand-père. Un de ses ancêtres avait pris la responsabilité de la défaite des Français à Compiègne, où Jeanne d'Arc était prise prisonnière. The only reason why they got Jeanne d'Arc is because the spy worked against her. Un de ses ancêtres avait pris la responsabilité de la défaite des Français. À Compiègne, où Jeanne d'Arc a été prise prisonnière. Son arrière-grand-père était soldat dans la bataille de Moscou et la bataille de Waterloo. Wow! Personne ne sait pour quelle armée il fournissait des renseignements. So they used to spy and then give it to, to whoever they pleased. One side or the other, didn't matter to them. Les bouches closes étaient très courageux. Beaucoup d'eux sont morts parce qu'ils ont refusé de révéler les secrets de l'ennemi. So if they didn't want to disclose the enemy secrets, they would be killed, some of them. Leur devise était bouche close, même devant les dentistes. Close your mouth, even in front of the dentist. He can't do the work. Les communistes n'ont jamais pu les attraper. Les commandants russes disaient, ce sont des Russes, les bouches closes. Il est évident que dans une bouche close, Moscou n'entre pas. Moscow, I thought it was fly, the word for fly, Moscow in Italian, but Moscow is actually the capital of Russia. So if they keep their mouths closed, then the enemy can't enter Moscow. Ce sont des Russes, les bouches closes. Il est évident que dans une bouche close, Moscou n'entre pas. À 6 heures du matin, après une longue marche, je suis arrivé à la gare. 5 minutes plus tard, je suis monté dans le train et je suis entré dans les toilettes. Là, je me suis déguisé, j'ai mis la perruque, la moustache et la barbe. En ville, j'ai pris un taxi pour aller en banlieue. Plusieurs fois, j'ai changé de transport et de déguisement. Je suis descendu de l'autobus dans une rue pas loin de la résidence des bouches closes. Je suis allé à pied, m'assurant que personne ne me suivait. So, I understood all of it, really. And you can do the translation of this. All the words that you don't know, underline, or just write them down in a list and then look them up. And eventually you will be able to do the translation. And then after that, you can do the questions and answers here. Répondez aux questions en phrase complète. Quelle est l'occupation du narrateur? Comment est-il descendu de l'avion? Par qu'il se bat, etc. Se bat-il? There are a couple of exercises. Okay, next week we do dans la bouche close, la bouche n'entre pas, number 2. All right, so that's that. Now, I've done quite a bit of French today, really, but I haven't done all of what I wanted to do. But before I leave, I just want to show you, the compte sympathique has got, this is all the answers. So anyone who wants to do this exercise, come to me and you can purchase the 2 of them. And the other thing too, there are 2 plays which I've done in this series, Les Femmes Parlent Trop and Simon fait bonne impression, very good for a little group, a small group of French students or independent learners who want to speak to each other. And then if you really want to speak French and you just want to concentrate on speaking, I've got a couple of books here. Parlons français. I don't have many copies, but they are here and they can be yours. Now, the last thing that I'll do now, well, that's it for this week for French. Now, we do Spanish. With Spanish, I doing the choral improviso, choir, ad hoc choirs. And so I'm looking for songs, and I come across the following one: the Italian songs sung by Italian singers in French, in Spanish, because they're very big. Some of them became, especially Nicola Di Bari, sold millions of copies of his discs in South America and in Spain. Okay, and some of the others too, Orietta Berti, Giuliano Cingoli, they all have done it. Okay, so here, Domenico Modugno too, he started with this song here. I'm going to do the songs today because I think they're really worthwhile, and we can build up our word bank in Spanish. Pienso que un sueño, S-U-E-N-O, a dream, parecido no volverá más. Y me pintaba las manos y la cara de azul. Y de improviso el viento rápido me elevó y me hizo volar en el cielo infinito. Cantare, oh, volare, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. Those are two lines in Italian, because the song originally was in Italian. But then he continues, y volando, volando feliz, ¿sí? Yo me encuentro más alto, molto alto, más alto que el sol, as high as the sun, el sol, el cielo, el sol, más alto. You can remember these phrases, these words. Y mientras que en el mundo, again, el cielo, el sol, el mundo, se aleja despacio de mí, una música dulce, a sweet melody, se ha tocado solo para mí. Se ha tocado. Cantare, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù, y volando, volando feliz, yo me encuentro más alto que el sol. Y mientras que en el mundo se aleja despacio de mí, una música dulce se ha tocado solo para mí. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. Pienso que un sueño parecido no volverá más. Y me pintaba las manos y la cara de azul. Y de improviso el viento rápido me llevó y me hizo ir a volar en el cielo infinito. That's a repeat. And it gets repeated again. So, volare, cantare nel blu dipinto di blu, and it repeats a couple of times, and then pienso que en sueño plácido no volverá más, y me pintaba las manos y la cara de azul, y de improviso el viento rápido me elevó, y me hizo ir volar en el cielo infinito. So there you are, you can learn the words, and you know, el cielo, el mundo, el sol, you know, starting to build up the actual words for whatever. This one here, a las puertas del sol, by il Giuliano Cinquetti too. A las puertas, the doors of the sun. Tenía un alma pura, así límpida y pura, que quizás por miedo a ti no he hecho nunca el amor. Buscaba las calles más extrañas del mundo, en cambio se legaba a ti por claros senderos. Y ahora que siento tu cuerpo cercano, en la oscuridad te pido levarme contigo a las puertas del sol, a los confines del mar. Cuántas veces con el pensamiento te he elevado junto a mí y en la oscuridad soñaba tu mano ligera. Cada puerto que se abría me parecía primavera. That's pretty easy to understand too. A las puertas del sol, the doors of the sun. A los confines del mar, to the confines del well, see, the English is not coming, even though I know. And that's, you get that when you're learning a language in the third age. When you're younger, it's quick. So this is another one that you can use, and not going to go, with that one there. There's this one here called Lisa de los Ojos Azules. Lisa, ya no eres tú, la jovencita de la mirada azul. Silencio entre los dos, quisiera hablarte, pero te vas. Y sin embargo, hasta herme la más amor. Tú en tus pensamientos, ya no me tienes más. Allí empezó nuestro amor, que terminó. Lisa, ya no eres tú. La jovencita de azul mirar, la primavera ha pasado, quien sabe la vida, comienza así. Amor que viene del viento, se va para siempre y no vuelvo más. Beautiful song. Lisa de los Ojos Azules. Now the next one, Tu amor, la primera pasada. Yeah, this I'll repeat. And then there's the French. But of course, we can finish off with the ones we've already learned. So what have we learned in Spanish that we know very well? Huh? Do you remember? Cuando caliente el sol, see that? Comes up all the time. Cuando caliente el sol aquí en la playa, the beach, la playa. Siento tu cuerpo, il tuo corpo, your body, vibrar, vibrate, cerca de mí, vicino a me. Es tu palpitar, es tu cara, es tu pelo, son tus besos, me estremezco. Cuando calienta el sol, and if you don't know the words, and you forget, you don't worry about it, you just keep going. Cuando calienta el sol aquí en la playa, siento tu cuerpo vibrar cerca de mí. Es tu palpitar, tu recuerdo, mi locura, mi deslizo, mi estremezco. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. And then this song here keeps going in English because it says, love me with all your heart, that's all I want, love. Love me with all your heart, or not at all. Just promise me this, that you give me all your kisses every summer, every winter, every fall. Cuando calienta el sol, cuando calienta el sol. And now, you remember what we did last time? Do you remember we wanted to? Do you know the days of the week, the months of the year, the colors in French, in Spanish? And we got to go. Yo soy español. I am Spanish. Tú eres español. Él es español. Ella es españolita. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son, ellas son, ustedes son. We don't use this anymore. We just do, just masculine or the feminine. Doesn't matter. I have. Tengo. Yo tengo. Tú tienes. Él tiene. Ella tiene. Nosotros tenemos. Vosotros tenéis. Ellos tienen o ellas tienen. Yo hablo español. Tú hablas español. Ellos hablan español. Nosotros hablamos español. Vosotros habláis español. And finally, ellos hablan español, o ellas, o usted. Okay, so you speak. So that's the present tense. But then, if you go to ir, to go, you say, yo voy, tú vas, ellos va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, elos van. Okay, so you've done that. Let's say you want to do vivir, to live, which is a different conjugation. Yo vivo, tu vives, elos vive, elas vive. Elamos, vivimos, elais vivitis, elan, vivien. So those are the verbs. But then, do you remember the days of the week, the months of the year, the seasons? Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Oh, that's French. Sorry. What is it in lunes in Spanish? Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves. What's the next one? Jueves, so amazing. The brain is not functioning. So what was I saying? I was saying enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre? Or was I saying la primavera, el verano, el otoño, el invierno? And was I saying, no, what wasn't I saying? What wasn't I saying? The months, the days of the week. Huh? Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes. Ah, viernes wasn't coming. Sábado, domingo. So it's not that I don't know them. I do. This part I know quite well. But when you try to recall it, sometimes you can't remember. So it's a bit of a problem. Okay, the next one that we're doing here is parts of the body. La cabeza, the head. Let me get this out. La cabeza. That's why I wear this. It's like a wig, isn't it? Really? Think about it. El pelo. That's the hair. Los ojos, the eyes. La nariz, the nose. La boca, the mouth. Les orejas. El cuello, the neck. El mentón, the chin. La boca, the mouth. And then el mentón, then you've got el hombre. Oh, that's the shoulder. La cara, the face. El pecho, the chest. La espalda, the back. El brazo, the arm. La mano, the hand. La muñeca, the wrist. El brazo, the arm. La cadera, the hip. El dedo, the finger. El estómago, the stomach. So you're actually learning these things, parts of the body. But what about the colors? Do you remember the colors? Negro, blanco, gris, color arena, that's beige, marron, brown, amarillo, yellow, naranja, orange, red, rojo, rojo, rosa, pink, violeta, violet, azul, blue, verde, green, oro, gold, silver, plata, oscuro, dark, claro, light. So you can see from here, it's a tough one. It's, you know, for example, you want to say you're not feeling well and you want to say something. Tengo dolor de estómago. I have a sore stomach. Tengo dolor de cabeza. Tengo dolor de cabeza. Yo tengo, tú tienes dolor de cabeza. Ellos tienen dolor de cabeza. So you can use the verbs that we've just done in order to formulate those easy sentences. And then you can use them in speech. But initially, you know, you just have to be presented with them. Tengo un resfriado. I have a cold, resfriado. Toso mucho. I'm coughing a lot. Tengo fiebre. I have a temperature. Me he cortado. I have cut myself. Tengo ganas de vomitar. I feel sick. Me he quemado. I have burned myself. Me ha picado morbido. Me ha picado. I have been stung by or bitten by. Tengo una isolación. Tengo como una isolación. I'm suffering from sunstroke. Okay, una avispa, a wasp, una serpiente, a snake. I would have thought it was masculine. Those two, a wasp and a snake. But no, it's feminine, both of them. Tengo algo en el ojo. I have something in my eyes. Tengo una erupción. I have a rash. Me pica. It itches. Me pica. Tengo dolor de muelas. I have toothache. Me ha atacado un perro. Me ha atacado. I have been attacked by a dog. Okay, so that's... Necesito ver a un médico. ¿Cuánto está libre? So that's basically it. I mean, there's a lot to learn in terms of, you know, using the telephone, for example. You say, perdone, ¿puedo usar su teléfono? Can I use your phone? ¿Cuál es su número? No, ¿cuál es su número? What is his number? Se ha equivocado de número. ¿Puedo hablar con el señor Pérez, por favor? Yeah, that's it. For the telephone. These are the emergencies. Near the seaside. Sport. Playing games. Tírame el balón, cogelo. In other words, if you have a few books and, you know, you pick up some Spanish books here and there, it's important for you to learn some of the, you know, sentences. Me too. I was looking at that and I thought, maybe that's what I should be doing. Now, last time we did, what did we do? 27. Here we are. Los infantes regresan a Carrión. Now, I've picked up this book, El Cid, because it's a classic. a classic character from Spanish history, El Cid. And the language is difficult, but you are an adult, you already read English anyway, so why not have a go at this? I'll show you the actual words so that we can read them together. Oh, welcome to Angela Imela. Okay. This is it. Los infantes regresan a Carrión. This is the book here, El Cid. It's a wonderful book. Oop. There you are. And it gives the story of El Cid. And of course, you can look it up and say, give me the story of El Cid, summary, etc. You can look them up on, on Google, etc. It doesn't have to be in Spanish, but, when you do it in Spanish, you learn in the language. But the culture, you can do it in English. Not a problem. Okay, let's go. Los infantes regresan a Carrión. Don Fernando y Don Diego recibieron 5,000 marcos como parte del botín ganado a Bucaro. Fueron luego a agradecer al Cid. Dijo Fernando, gracias a Dios y gracias a ti, Cid honrado. Tenemos tanta riqueza que ni la hemos contado. Hemos luchado por ti y hemos matado al rey Bucar, gran traidor probado. Now, I didn't understand all that. It's got to do with, thanking El Cid for the winnings, for the gold that they won. Los vasallos del Cid que estaban presentes se burlaron de la mentira de Fernando. Los infantes, llenos de odio y venganza, decidieron regresar a Carrión, llevando consigo a Doña Elvira y Doña Sol y todas sus riquezas. Pensaron que en el camino se vengarían del Cid matando a sus hijas. Pidieron permiso al Cid para regresar a Carrión y les dio 3,000 marcos como ajuar de sus hijas, además de muchos otros regalos. Les dio también sus 2 espadas, colada y tizón. I haven't understood much of that, but I've said it. It's, the idea is for you to read this and try to learn, first of all, the phonetics, how you do it, the intonation. You've got to read it first, aloud, so you can make your mistakes. El Cid se despidió de sus hijas con mucho dolor. Las 2 hermanas le pidieron que siempre legaran sus cartas a Carrión. Todos los presentes loraron de corazón. Como uña de la carne dolía la separación. El Cid sabía por agüeros que los 2 matrimonios no serían afortunados. Por esta razón envió el joven Félix Muñoz, primo de sus hijas, para que la ciñera en el viaje a Carrión. El séquito se dirigió a Carrión y pasaron los infantes por Molina y las tierras del Moro a Bengalbón. Por su gran amor al Cid, Aga Bengalbón hizo ricos regalos a los infantes. Los 2 hermanos, sin embargo, pensaron que podían enriquecer enriquecerse más aún si mataban a Ebangalbón. Un moro que comprendía español entendió la discusión de los infantes y comunicó sus planes a Ebangalbón. Bien armado se dirigió a los infantes y les dijo: no hago lo que podría por amor del Cid. Si lo hiciera, elevaría a sus hijas al campeador leal, y vosotros llames legaríais a Corión. Me iré de aquí solo con permiso de doña Elvira y doña Sol. Les tengo desdén a ustedes, infantes de Carión. My God, I didn't understand a lot of that, but obviously there was a betrayal there, or they wanted to get rid of him. Felix Munoz was a nephew of the Cid and first cousin to his daughters. The Moors, of course, spoke Arabic as their native language. Abengalbon takes leave only from the daughters of the Cid, therefore showing his contempt for the Infantes at a time when extreme politeness was required of people. Not to take leave from a nobleman was a serious lawsuit, insult. Because, you know, the aristocrats, they had all the power, so people had to show them respect. Anyway, that's that. So you can see that, you know, my struggle with the language, with Spanish, should offer some inspiration to those people who think that they can't learn a language. You can. You just got to listen, read. That's number 2. Read aloud is very important. And you got to get the words right. So until you get that right, you can't really proceed very well. And then you start doing the writing and the grammar at the same time. And finally, you get to the speaking. But of course, you can speak along the way, but what you want to do is you want to speak the language. You can always write up a speech and do what Prince Charles does. He writes it up and then he says it when he presents, you know, he went to Germany and he spoke in German. Now, when I used to do Master of Ceremonies work, I used to do all the mixed marriages, because I always spoke in both languages. I learned a few little things, you know, in whatever language it was, Greek, Macedonian, Slovenian, Turkish, whatever it was, Italian, you know, whatever. And I would say a few words in both languages and then go to English. And it made people feel welcomed. Learning another language and another culture is important for the nation. So on this note, that's the end of this particular lesson. Thank you very much to whoever has come on and whoever is coming on as a result of me doing it and putting it up on, well, it'll be on Facebook, on my page, and then it will eventually go to insegna.com and also, of course, YouTube. And yeah, there's also you know, other platforms, but I won't mention those for the moment. I just want to say thank you very much for today. See you next time, next week, same time. And we'll do, what's the next lesson? It'll be lesson 54. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, gracias, muchas gracias, adios, from Tom Padula of TomPadulaTV on YouTube and the Insegna Booksellers.